Hello guys, this is Thiru Parmar back with the new lesson in the series where we are going to discuss all the questions, past year questions with respect to a topic called as fundamental rights. So let's start with the discussion. So what is fundamental rights? Fundamental rights are essential freedom which are important for an individual's all-round development. As we know, fundamental rights are incorporated in Part 3 of Indian Constitution from Article 12 till Article number 35. Okay, these rights are called fundamental as they are essential for personal good and the society at large. They are guaranteed and protected constitutional fundamental law of the land. Okay, so basically as we know that fundamental rights are very important, one of the most important part or one of the most important pillar of our constitution. Okay, so let's start with the first question. So here we are going to start with the first question. As you can see, I have just prepared it last month in January only. Okay, the first question, that is the writ of mandamus cannot be granted against certain person. Who are they? Okay, so this question is basically asked in the year 1996, paper 1, question 8, sub question C. So before discussing the solution for this question, okay, we should know first what is writs. Okay, writs means orders. Okay, so as we know in part 3 of Indian Constitution, we have fundamental rights, and in fundamental rights we have one article which is article 32. Okay, article 32, under which a judiciary, Supreme Court, can issue a writ. Okay, or what we say order. Writs means order. Okay, so it is a right to constitutional remedy which is provided by framer of our constitution, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, this allows citizens to move to the court in case of fundamental rights by the state. Okay, now under Article 32, Supreme Court can enforce fundamental rights. Remember this, Article 32. Okay, and the writ which we are going to discuss is, as per this question, is mandamus. Mandamus means we command. Okay, it is an order issued from a superior court to a lower or public official. Okay, it is an order issued from a superior court to a lower or public official to perform the official duties that they have failed or refused to perform. Now let's come to the solution of this question. Here, as I have written, that mandamus cannot be issued against a private individual or organization. Remember, this question is already asked in prelims. Okay, UPSC prelims as well. Okay, where they have asked that one mandamus, that is habeas corpus. Okay, that is also one type of a writ. Okay, we are going to discuss the same in future lecture, where they have asked that which type of writ we can issue for public or for private individual or organization. So you have to make sure that which type of writ court or judiciary can issue against which type of person. So as you can see, mandamus cannot be issued against a private individual. Private, remember this word. We can issue, or sorry, judiciary can issue mandamus or this type of a writ against public. Okay, public organization or some organization which is collaboration of many individuals. Okay, so as you can see, mandamus cannot be issued against a private individual or organization. Judges of the courts, when working in the capacity of the judge, the governor of a state, or a president of India. So any authority who is already at the highest position, this order cannot be issued against them as well. Let's start with the discussion of a second question. As the second question given here, what are the provisions regarding the protection of linguistic minorities in the constitution? As I already suggested you to read this fundamental rights in detail, because every now and then in each year you will find some discussion in news or papers or in any XYZ in Rajya Sabha debate every time. Okay, from the date when, from the time of our independence till today, we always keep on discussing on linguistic minorities somehow, somewhere and somehow. Okay, so this question is already asked in the year 1997, paper 1. Okay, paper 1, question number 3, sub question D, and this question for 10 marks. Okay, so let's discuss the solution for this question. So as we know, under part 3 of Indian Constitution, we have one article, that is article 29, okay, which is specially provided for cultural and educational right. Okay, it is provided for cultural and educational right. Okay, basically we can say that protection of interest of minorities. Okay, so what basically it provides that any community which has language or a script. What do we mean by script? Tamil, Marathi, Gujarati, this all are considered to be as a script of its own, has the right to conserve and develop it. Okay, so as if we start discussion with the answer, okay, which is present here. So under part 3 of Constitution, article 29 provides for the right to conserve language, script or culture. Okay, now if we relate the same question with current affairs, so we can add example of Jallikattu. Okay, incident. I mean, all of you must aware with this incident. Okay, it is a lot, many times repeated in news everywhere. Okay, and after Jallikattu, we again came up with a new issue. Okay, with respect to some other festivals. Okay, what is that issue all about? uh, Kambala. Okay, so there is Jallikattu and Kambala. This two example we can add in writing our answer as well. Jallikattu from Tamil Nadu and Kambala from Karnataka. So in future lecture, we'll also try to cover all the current affair issues, okay, with respect to fundamental rights. And in future lecture, I'm also going to start a new series on Gandhiji as well. Okay, so all the questions, past questions, which are already asked in UPSC exams with respect to Gandhiji and in general study mains paper as well as in optional. Okay, so let's just start discussing with this answer. So in article 9 provides for the right to conserve language, script or culture to the linguistic minority as a fundamental right. In the same part, we again have a new article, okay, that is article number 30, provides right to establish and administer educational institution of their own choice. Apart from this fundamental rights, we also have another, that is article 350, requires the president to appoint. Okay, now remember, this article is not part of part 3. Okay, this article is not part of part 3. So article 350 requires the president to appoint a specialized officer for protection of interest of linguistic minorities. So basically we should have some authority to whom we can go and file a complaint if someone tries to violate our fundamental right with respect to language, script or culture. Okay, so we should have some authority. So government provides us with the a provision which is provided under article 350. Okay, so article 350 requires the president to appoint a specialized officer for protection of interest of linguistic minority and report to the president recommendation required for that, and this report is presented to parliament. Remember this, once we are done with this report basically presented to parliament. And all this provision aims at, why we have all these provisions? Obviously for the upliftment of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and all the minorities which are present in our India. Okay, so all these provisions aim at upliftment and protection of their interest. Now let's start with the second question, third question. Now what is third question states that what is social justice, how can reservation of seats for women in parliament contribute to the establishment of social justice, socially just society in India. So 250 words, 1997, paper 2, question 1b. Remember, it is asked for 40 marks. Okay, now in today's time UPSC does not ask for 40 marks, it is a lot more. Okay, so how we are going to discuss this, in what part? Meaning of social justice, reservation, a debated topic, as we already know, arguments given in against and in favor, real position of a women. So let's start discussion. Social justice means an equal and fair opportunity for everyone to live in just condition of the society. Obviously we should have social justice, otherwise everyone is going to discriminate with each other. So it envisages rights regarding social, economic and political matters for all over development of a person to live healthy and social life, and this is only possible with the help of a social justice. So this social justice is provided under part 3. Remember this again and again, I'm repeating the same thing so that we can memorize it very easily. Only legal justice saves a person from arbitration of a courts. Legal justice. So, but it is not enough for positive and creative role in welfare of human beings. So, for this ends, even courts strive to provide a social justice to needy classes. Now, how we provide a social justice? By starting with by amending our constitution and by starting with many new schemes. Okay, reservation of seats for women in parliament is a much hotly debated question for a quite a long time. Now here in this question I have not added one example, but we can add example from Manipur and Nagaland, where government government tried to give 33% reservation for women, but those tribes are against that reservation. Okay, so you can add this question, and definitely UPSC next time going to ask the same question, whether it is really serve any purpose or not, that we need to write. If reservation is given to women, will they be able to perform the responsibility or responsible duty of legislator, or will they occupy those honorable limited seats, and intelligent and deserving candidate have to remain out of parliament? It might possible that women cannot take decision on their own, and their husbands or family members can take advantage of the same, as we have noticed in the scenario of Nagaland, where they totally oppose reservation for women. Okay, moreover, will they be able to perform their duties independently or work just as a rubber stamp, as I said? Okay, all these questions are being discussed. Okay, but today international women's are getting prestigious, so here again we have to write or conclude our answer on some positive notes. They are achieving amazing success in various fields which were hardly expected from women. They have performed in almost all fields nowadays. We can add many examples, and this suggests that if they are provided with enough opportunity, they can perform well. So some reasons given in favor: they are ambitious enough to do well, then they are less politicized, so much natural, they are more honest, they are caring and kind by nature, and this can take them work sensitively, they are hardworking and responsible. All this, besides many more, are reason why women reservation in parliament will prove a good step. And hence, we conclude our answer with few more points. And now, some positive. Now we have to write some negative. However, the condition in today's society is not satisfactory. Literacy, awareness, and social activity is not seen among them. But reservation will bring out potential leader in them and will make them aware of their rights and powers. We can also add example of temple entry for women's. Okay, this will lead to upliftment of women, and through them family, villages, town, and nation at last. And thus reservation for women will be a good step in direction of achieving a social justice. And hence here we end this particular lecture. In next lecture we'll start discussing from next question. Thank you very much.